today?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Good! Good!
I forgot, didn't prepare. So we're gonna see if I crash and burn. Thank you, Justin, for taping all of this and putting it on YouTube if we want. But just in case, Mom, if you're watching this on YouTube, please just go up and hit that red X now. Thank you. Because I'd like to talk about pornography for a little while. And yeah, I just don't need her knowing that. So I'm at an age where like the internet wasn't quite as like useful and convenient as it is now. So I feel like at a young age, I really had to earn pornography, and most like young boys did. I don't know about girls, I can't speak for them. But I'm sure I know enough girls that, yeah, they probably did the same thing. But you would go, like you'd kind of start hearing a whisper of pornographies, like some kid, like, that you know, a friend of a friend found some porn in the woods. And then you would go off with, you gather and you go out and you have like this Stand By Me adventure. And instead of a dead body at the end and the ending of, you know, childhood and whatever is going on in Stephen King's mind. It's a Stephen King story.
Yeah.
You find, you know, really water-damaged pictures of genitalia, or most disappointingly, a water-damaged Arby's ad. That's my filthiest joke, I'm sorry. My place because I said Arby's ad. But the reason I'm saying all this is because, like, because you had to struggle for it, like even at the internet's top at the time, it was like 56K. So you would look at like, you'd go to like Kazaa, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And you would download a title, like a vaguely named title, like Hot Brunette Gets It Raw, and 4 days later of straight downloading, you would have to trust that the pervert on the other side was giving you something you wanted to see and not just like a young girl eating a steak. And like the kid with the porn, he was king. The kid was awesome because that was gold. And it became like cigarettes in jail. And I'm telling you all this because that mentality kind of like lasts for a bit. After you kind of grow up and you get like 18, you can just get porn anywhere. You still like have that old like, oh yes, porn, yes, I need it. I need to get it because, you know, I can trade it for whatever you trade cigarettes for in jail. I'm not going into that. And like, unlike jail, when you're out of that period of life, you can't just do something illegal and get sent back there to be in your comfort zone again. Because if I go back to high school to trade porn with people, I go to jail. And I wanted to explain that mentality because at the age of 20, I get a phone call well past this point of time where I, like, you know, am going into woods for porn adventures. I get a call from my friend as I'm leaving work, and he says, John, I just got out of a dumpster. I found a bunch of porn. And I go, I'll be right there. And the lowdown was that my friend worked at a martial arts like dojo thing, teaching kids and other stuff. Adults is the other stuff. It was like a martial arts dojo. It was also like a dance studio for children as well. And above them, there was an apartment building that was owned by the martial arts dojo. And the person that had lived there was an older gentleman, and he had been moving out, and apparently he claims to have been a backup dancer for MC Hammer, which I don't know why you would lie about that, so I'm going to go with it. And he, as he was leaving, threw out a decent amount of porn. So my friends collect some of this, and we're like, yeah! And then my friend goes, but you know what the weird thing is? He left like 3 garbage bags worth of porn in the apartment. And yeah, 3 garbage bags. And this is VHS tapes. Yeah, it's a lot. And there's a law that says a landlord, anything that's left in the apartment, landlord has to keep for 3 months in case that tenant comes back for it. So we have this sampling of porn. We didn't watch any of it, we just collected it. We just grabbed it, we're like, yeah, why? What are we gonna do with this? Whatever. And my friend's like, well, in 3 months we can go back and get the rest. So then 3 months go by, and I'm at my sister's apartment, because all terrible things, apparently, I bring back to my sister's apartment. And my friend and I were like, okay, it's 3 months, let's go. And we go on this kind of like Ocean's 11 heist of this basement of the Little Rivers Dojo. So you can look it up, it was in Strawser. And and neither of us drive at this time, or neither of us have a car at least. So we have to walk all the way across town. We go across this large bridge that separates East Strasbourg and Strasbourg because we don't want that next to and then we go into his workspace, and it's all little children dancing. It's little girls in tutus, and young men who are going to be doing a lot of questioning of themselves later on in their life. And we climb into, we kind of scoot in. We're trying not to get seen by his boss, because his boss, he doesn't want his boss to know that we are stealing 3 garbage bags worth of porn. Because why would you? And we go down to this basement, and it's like you ever see the movie like Hostel or like The Blair Witch? It's a scary ass basement. Someone was murdered in that basement. We are down in there, and we're grabbing these bags. There's like weird mechanical pieces of doodads that just businesses have left because screw them. And it's just so long and so dark you can't see into the edges. So I'm just like something's gonna grab us. A hobo's gonna get me. A hobo's gonna get me. And we are, and we start walking back up the stairs, and we had closed the door, but the door flings open, and there's a little boy. He goes, "What are you doing?" Because I'm pretty sure all men have this sense in them that does find porn. You don't have to find porn in the woods. That kid, the vining rods basically, or divining. I don't know. I don't need to know names of any of that bullshit. Yeah. So we can we can find ghosts. We can find where to dig a well, and we can find porn. That's our talent. This kid's like, "What are you doing?" And we're like, "Nothing!" And we just kind of run, because now this entire room is on us, because this kid just screamed at us, and we're sort of walking with these 3 gigantic garbage bags, black garbage bags, and we run outside to the back, and then we start, we run down to the main street with these bags, and we steal a shopping cart from ShopRite. And we fill it up, put all these bags in it, but it's overflowing. And as we get across that bridge back into East Stroudsburg, we get to the apex, climax, whatever, of it, and the bags start to rip. Oh. So we start freaking out, and luckily we had cell phones at this time, and I call my sister, I'm like, "Sarah, you need to pick me up right now." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "Can't explain it, but we have stuff, you have to come." She comes and gets us, and we load these bags up. She's like, "What's in the bag?" And then we're like, "Porn?" And she's like, "Okay." And we take them all back to her apartment for no reason. And then we start calling everybody. Men, women, it doesn't matter. Everybody's reaction is, "Yes!" And we didn't even really watch any of the porn. People were just so excited to be around filth. And like, we started having people come over and we were just going through them all just laughing at the names. My favorite one that we found, we still have this copy. Not favorite because I watched it, but favorite because the name was hysterical. And he had 2 copies of it. 2. Because it was so good. And it was Black Butt Sisters Do Baltimore. And I only know a few things about Baltimore, and all of them were learned by The Wire and John Waters movies. So that tape's gotta be fun. And there was another one that was kind of like Toy Story. It was really upsetting. So, like, people are there, we're giving out, like, tapes. We're like, go out the door, you got this. And it's party gifts at the end. And eventually, like, everything dies down. And actually, my one friend, like one of my best friends at the time, he sat there and he took the bags and he made a fortress around him. And he sat in it like a kid in Lego fortresses. And he was just so proud of himself. I've never seen someone so happy. And so then eventually, like, it dies down and we all leave. And then my sister's just stuck there with 3 bags of they're in, she shoves them in her closet, and like, her closet's already overflowing, so every time someone opens it, 3 bags of porn out. And she has them there for a while, and all the time she's mad at me for this. And then finally, she decides that she's going to get rid of them. And she tries to sell them on eBay. What? Yeah. I turned my sister into a porn peddler. And she, $10 for 3 bags worth, that's a good deal. No one bought it. No one bought it, but this is the time of DVDs, I understand. A lot of shipping. And so eventually, she's just like, fine, I'll just get rid of them. And she puts them out on the curb. And the end of the story is my sister is watching out the window as the garbage men come. And they pick it up and they swing 1 bag and it tears. All the tapes spread across the street. And the garbage men immediately know what's going on. And then my sister watches them as they go through each bag one by one. And throw a tape in one at a time. Dying laughing. And it's just like, it's just funny. It's just great. Because it just, once again, that desire of like, fuck yes, we need it. Even the garbage guys that had nothing to do with this loved it. That's the end of my story.